Oh, we are the crew of the Flying Banshee.
Okay, mateys, grab your pirate hats and get ready for the extreme finale. We'll have the legend of the Flying Banshee when we return. Welcome back. You know, there's nothing more fun on an extreme Halloween night than gathering in a dark corner to tell a few ghost stories. But in Branson, Missouri, there's a Halloween enthusiast who doesn't just tell a ghost story, he sets it to music on the rooftop of his home. So listen, if you dare, to the legend of the Flying Banshee.
Oh, we are the crew of the Flying Banshee. We sail through the skies, barely missing the trees. On a Halloween night, we plunder just right, and we take our loot back to our old Aunt Mimi.
I love my old Aunt Mimi.
Arr.
Meet the crew of the Flying Banshee. Captain Jack Lantern, his first mate Thickets, and the mastermind behind their movements and their song, musician Mike Cathcart.
I am the voice of Captain Jack.
Here in Branson, where show business is the only business, Mike is known for putting on quite a performance, both in the local theaters and on Halloween night.
Every Halloween for me is an extreme Halloween. All right, boys, hoist her up.
This Halloween, Mike is even pushing the extreme to the extreme. His plan, to erect a flying ghost ship on his roof, complete with singing pirates. Just getting a pirate ship on the roof is an accomplishment by itself. But the most amazing part of Mike's Halloween display happens far from the rooftop, in Mike's basement.
This is the Pumpkin King. He's the head of my pumpkin patch every year.
Using computers and remote control devices, Mike builds and programs all of his animated characters himself. He even records the voices.
When he's working on something, sweat is dropping from his forehead, and it's this, and for hours.
I am the great pumpkin, king of the pumpkin patch.
I'm such a ham.
Halloween or not, being a ham comes naturally to Mike, who's part of a pretty famous showbiz family.
My mother's one of the Lennon sisters, Peggy Lennon.
Most people remember the Lennon sisters for their performances on The Lawrence Welk Show. But few people know the family also took Halloween to the extreme.
Every year, from the time I was a baby, these guys, my uncles, would set up a giant yard haunt display at my grandmother's house in Venice, California.
More than 30 years later, Mike's Uncle Bill is still lending his expertise to the family tradition.
Anybody can throw a skeleton down on the ground or prop it up against something. The trick is to sort of reanimate it, make it look like it's alive.
Of course, if you asked him about it, he'd probably tell you he invented Halloween, but that's just Uncle Bill. We are kindred spirits in a lot of ways.
But even with Uncle Bill on board, Mike is still daunted by the challenge of getting the singing pirates up on the roof.
Well, they're both actually out here. That's one good thing.
And wired for sound.
Avast! Lubbers and trick-or-treaters portside, me hearty.
Getting this thing on the roof is the dumbest, greatest idea.
Aye, aye, Captain Lantern.
I still don't know what's going to happen at nightfall, but we'll see what goes on. It's very extreme.
Pleasure for all on Halloween night.
Well, I've awakened again, and so it must be that most glorious, mystical and magical of nights, Halloween.
All right, revelers, it's Halloween! Enjoy! 'Tis Halloween treasure for the Flying Banshee and her men.
It seems Captain Jack Lantern and his ghostly band of pirate crewmen from the Flying Banshee have selected this house to plunder of their treats and treasures.
The pirates have said from the roof that they are plundering trick-or-treats and that they don't mind sharing some of their catch with the trick-or-treaters so long as they don't wake up the guard that's there to watch the treasure. And of course, every time they go in and grab a handful, away from my treasure! The guard, of course, wakes up.
But the showstopper is definitely the Pirate's Song, which Mike wrote and recorded just for this night.
We sometimes drink whiskey, we sometimes drink ale, so we sometimes forget to hoist up the mainsail. And
The pirates have been going now for about an hour and a half, non-stop, not a hitch so far. How could you be any happier than to see people reacting that way to something you worked that hard on? The pirate in me says me papas have helped me out, savvy. So, happy Halloween, arg, me mateys, or lubbers, or something like that.
I'm the Great Pumpkin, and I endorse this message.
Man, you gotta love the Great Pumpkin. You know, Halloween is one of the best times of the year, no matter what you do. But it's definitely more fun when taken to the extreme. I'm Penn Holderness, wishing you an extremely happy Halloween.